Welcome back, everyone. We're on our last pocket page of Savana. So this I will label 7 and 8. Okay, so let me give you your measurements for page 7. Okay, our A flap is going to be 7 and 7/8 by 7. B is going to be 7 and 7/8 by 5 and 5/8, which is 2 lines more than 5.5. C is 8 3/4 by 5.5. D is 8 5/8 by 4 7/8. And again, that's 2 lines more than 8.5. E is 7 5/8, 2 lines more than 7.5 by 6.5. And that is an insert, so we're not going to score that, but let's score the rest of them. All right, so I'm going to put my pocket page aside for a second. I have all my flaps and I labeled them A, B, C, D, E. And now let's score everything. Okay, so the A flap, I'm going to have the 7-inch side at the top. I'll score that 1/2 inch. B, I'm going to have the 5 5/8 at the top. C is a pocket, so I'm going to have my longest side facing the top. So I've got 2 pockets on this layout. Do that again. It slipped a little. Okay, and D is a pocket, so I'm going to have my longest side facing the top. Okay, and E, we're not going to score that because that's an insert that goes into our pocket. So let's get tape on everything. C is our other pocket. This pocket is going to go on the back of the flap here, which I will show you. So I don't want to confuse my B pocket with my C pocket. This shorter one is the D, and I'm going to set that aside so I don't confuse it with this pocket. All right, so now we can press everything down and fold it. And before I fold that, I'm gonna cut my pocket. Let's take A here. No, that's my insert. Okay. So this pocket is going to fit right on the back of this flap. All right, so I've got my B flap out, and I'm going to cut this pocket. Okay, so this pocket goes underneath of this B flap. So I have my B flap turned where it's the flat side up. And let me just peel back, well, let's fold this first, and then we'll peel back the backing across the bottom, but I'm gonna wait a second on these side ones. So I'm going to fit this right over top here, and I'm going to come down just a little bit before this score line. So I've got a little bit of room showing on each side, and then I can just bring it right above the fold here and let it down. And I can check and see nothing is sticking out here, and it all looks good. So I don't need to wait to put design paper down because this pocket is on top of a flap and you're not going to see any design paper. So I'm going to go ahead and take off these backings on the side. And let's do that over here. All right, so now let's bring out the pocket page, page 7. And I can put either side down first. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my A flap. Oh, and I'm also going to corner around this. I'm gonna give this a nice medium edge here. Okay, and let's bring this down to the bottom here. I've just got a little bit left and right showing, and I'm going to guide it to the bottom and put that down. And now we will turn it over and put down our B pocket our B flap that has the pocket underneath it. Let me just weigh this down a little bit. This is going to go down right at the edge, and I'm just using this top flap just so I can line it up this way and this way, and then I'll guide it to the edge here. Voila. All right, so now we have my 7 up here. I'm facing the right way. I've got my pocket on the left and my big flap on the right. Okay, so before we do anything, our last thing is we put this pocket in here. And then we will put down some magnets. This goes, whoops, came unstuck there. Have a little bit of space right before each score line. That'll be right there. And you're going to have a little bit of space with this score line, and this pocket is going to have a little space before the score line. So there will look like there's a gap here, but that is fine because 2 pockets need to fit over each other. So that looks good to me. And let's put down our magnets here. Now I am going to use small ones over here and one big one on the A side. If you don't want to do that, you can use 2 small magnets on here, but I'm just going to go ahead and try it with one big one in the middle. But that's optional. You can do it the way we normally do with our 2 magnets. I might need to bring out another pack of magnets. Hold on, let's see where they're hiding. Okay, I have some here. And we'll tape this down. So let's fold this over. Okay. Now sometimes when I put the insert in here, I have to close this up with a magnet, but I don't think I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna check. Let's get this down first. There we go. Can't find the end sometimes. All right. So this goes like that, and we have our insert, and you can decide to corner around that. I am going to give this the small corner on all 4 corners. You can either do the small or the medium. But that's going to go in here. Like that. So, I mean, this bubbles up just a little, but I didn't really seem to have too much of a problem with it once I put the design paper on there. But you can decide. If you think it bubbles up too much, you can put a magnet in the middle here. So I will leave that up to you. But let's have that there like that. And I'm going to put one magnet, a bigger magnet, and see how that does. I want to try different things here with the magnets, so I'm not using so many. And I'm going to put it a little down so I maybe not bubble up this paper. I'm not going to tape it down just yet. I just want to see how this goes. And that's how it would lay. So that lays nice, and these edges don't curl up. And the trick was just not putting it too close to the edge. So give that a try. If you don't have the big magnets, you can still put one here, one here. So I'm going to tape these down. I like to give you options. And there we have it. So this page was really cute. Let me show you which papers I used. Okay, so this Mama and Baby Giraffe was from the 12 by 12 Savana collection, and I made my cut before this Animal Stories. It might have been here already. I can't remember which way, but basically you have just a little bit of space here, 1/4 of an inch, where it says Animal Stories. And I made sure not to cut off, I want the wilderness showing up there. And I just took my design paper, put a pencil mark on each side, and that's how I did that. The other side of the paper was this lone giraffe, and put him there. There was a little bit of space here, maybe just 1/4 of an inch. So I just took a piece of the paper that was behind this giraffe paper from the patterns, the backgrounds, a strip of this, and just put it right down there. You can't hardly tell, but that covered up that little space, and I was able to fit him here and there. The insert, I chose the giraffe with the elephant and zebras walking from the 8 by 8 collection, and it pretty much, I made my cut right at behind this mama giraffe. The zebra got cut off a little bit, but that you will see sticking out the giraffe tail there. So the inside, I had this paper, it was on the reverse of something. It's got the trees over here and Savana over there. And I have my giraffe paper on the pocket, which was really cute. I loved that. This insert, of course, I chose the giraffes. And I just want to show you real quick how I made the insert. And you will, do this for all your other ones. So, as an example, I've got my small square of the giraffes, and I'm just going to trim off this excess. You can leave it there or not, but since it's cut on that side, I want to make it all the same. So I'm going to just cut this, trim off these edges. Then I take a piece of black cardstock. Let's see, one of my scraps that would fit this. Yep, that would work. All right, so I've got them on the back here. And I'm just gonna put a little pencil mark where I wanna score this. I'm leaving about that much space. So I'm going to score that. I fold over, cut off this excess. So here's the top side that I folded over. I've got it right up to the line here, and I will just cut. All right, so now this was a little bit, I have a little more space than I wanted over here, so now I can just trim that. And there we have it. You take your square, you can ink the edges, put it there, either corner round or not, and you have a little mini booklet. And you can put leftover papers on the inside and on the back, but that's how you make a booklet. All right, so this was fun, and I will see you for the last page, page 8. There's a fair amount going on in page 8, and we will finish up our album.